Hey, I'm ElusiveKev. Welcome back to MotoGP 19 as we've moved from 2010 Dovizioso to 2010 Dovi and his Honda round Sepang. As Andrea Dovizioso gets the 2010 season off to a great start, he makes the podium 4 times in the first 5 Grand Prix. However, fate leads Lorenzo to win 3 times and take 2 second places in the very same Grand Prix. As the months go by, Dovi's performance worsens, but he returns to the podium at Motegi, where he comes second. His return to form spurs him to do well in Sepang. In qualifying he comes third, and in the race he is behind only Lorenzo for 8 laps. The two pass each other several times until Dovi performs an incredible move on lap 9, season lead. He finishes second behind Rossi by just 224 thousandths of a second. As we've got to pass Lorenzo and hold second by more than 5.3 seconds. Oh man, I thought this might be a 2-lap challenge, but we'll take the 1-lapper. It's a pretty long circuit, Sepang, for motorbikes. And firstly, we've got to try and nail this first corner. A bit light. Mugello can be very tricky, especially when you put it down the first one you shouldn't have. Come on, Dovi. It's amazing to think Dovi started off his career at Honda and actually wasn't that impressive on the Honda. I always expected more from him. Like, he won a Grand Prix at Donington, but he just had patches of being good and bad. It was, I would say, just disappointing from him. So it's no surprise they decided to sign Stoner. Did Honda. I mean, Dovizioso also didn't win a world title like we expected him to. Thanks to injuries and just not performing. Not just performing consistently enough, maybe. The match of Yamahas in particular. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for Honda really to sign Stoner when he had finally got fed up with Ducati. And they duly did reward Honda with the 2011 title. But then Dovi had an interesting phase of his career where he went to Tech 3, if I remember from here. Like, went to the Yamaha. I think he was there a couple seasons alongside Crutch though. Can never remember, but then he moved on to Ducati to eventually become the successor to Stoner there, to be their #1 rider eventually. And now he's finished second in the championship 4 seasons in a row. Shame for him. There's a certain Marc Marquez around on a Honda who's incredibly good. And like we were on that challenge, I'm not sure we done it. Yeah, just the silver. So here we go then. Do not go down the first gear. That's what we've got to remember. As we've got a second gap to Lorenzo. Now break ourselves slightly. It's very easy to try and make up for it into this second left, and then you're just losing more time. Oh, we gained loads on the rents. Oh my god. Okay, stick to the line. There we go. Nicely passed. Now let's put away. It's crazy to think out of the generation that came up in the mid-thousands, Dovi's the only survivor now. Stoner retired long ago. Now Pedrosa and Lorenzo just retired at the end of the decade. Baptista's in World Superbikes. Unfortunately, you know what happened to Marco Simoncelli. Like, Dovi's the lone survivor. And I don't know for how much longer he's going to be with Ducati, because as well as he's done, as I say, he's finished second place now 4 seasons in a row. Ducati really should have won a title in that era. The standard CPU. Right, that was the opportunity to grab a title. When the Honda wasn't as good a bike. They're struggling with the engine braking in particular, I remember. That's why Pedrosa's performance wasn't as good. Because Marquez could ride around it, Pedrosa was nowhere near as good at riding around it. I think we messed it up. I don't think we've got the gold now. So yeah, he didn't manage to nick a title. Oh, we have done it. Easy. And with the way that contracts work in MotoGP with these 2-year cycles, all the major contracts are up for next season, for 2021. So there could be some changes. Definitely could be. As we jump ahead to 2011 and the late Marco Simoncelli, as he grabs the last minute pole in Catalunya. So another Honda, this time the Grassini. So thanks for watching, and we'll see how we do next time.